towels do you need? This was a question I faced on a Saturday afternoon in early 2012 as I scrutinized my linen cupboard. I had just started on a minimalist journey, inspired by my 1,500 square foot house that could no longer comfortably contain the possessions of me, my husband, and our 3 3-year-olds. Yes, you heard it right, triplets.
How many towels do you need? It was a question that I faced on a Saturday afternoon in the early 2012 when after I visiting my relative's house with lots of gifts in our van, and I started my minimalist journey, inspired by my house was full of possessions of me, my husband, and our 3 years olds.
The issue of our stuff had come to a head a few weeks earlier. We'd returned from visiting relatives for Christmas, our van packed with gifts. As I walked into our house and assessed our already stuffed surroundings, a slow, frightening realization came upon me. We didn't have room for the things we already owned. Where was I going to put this new stuff? I considered my options.
And this problem happened several weeks ago when I came back from after visiting my relative house on Christmas holidays. And when I enter my house, I feel threatened and scared because my house was full of objects, and I wonder where I will put this stuff.
We could buy a bigger house. We could buy no one Christmas presents anymore, ever. But then a friend suggested a better idea. Minimalism. Live with just what you need. Never really thought about that. But back to my linen cupboard. There I was, facing a literal tower of towels.
And I consider my options. I will buy another house, or I will buy no gift for any holidays, any occasion. But my friend suggested a better idea. Minimalism. This is an idea that I have never talked about in the past.
Towels, and one simple question: how many towels do you need? The answer was surprisingly clear: 2 per person. But that's only 10 towels for a family of 5. Certainly wasn't the message I received from Better Homes and Gardens magazine. They told me I needed different colored towels for every season. 10 towels just didn't feel right. So I went down to the basement where
And when I back to my linen cupboard, and actually I stood in front of the tower of the towers. And one simple question appeared in my mind: how many towels do I need? The answer significantly clear: 2 per person. It means we need 10 towels for a family consists of 5 members.
my husband Josh was blissfully watching Saturday sports to ask him a very important question. Honey, is it okay if we have just 10 towels? After a long pause, during which I'm sure Josh deeply pondered the critical issue of our towel supply, he responded with, yeah? And that settled it. 10 towels. That was 6 years ago. In that time, I have not increased our number of towels.
And I went down to the basement to ask my husband Josh. I asked him, honey, is it okay if we just have 10 towels for our family? After a long pause, he responded with the answer, yeah, it's okay. And okay, 10 towels for my family.
And everyone in our family has been dry when they needed to be dry. So this early venture into minimalism taught me two very clear things. One, I can live with a lot less than I think I can. And two, I can definitely live with a lot less than society tells me I should. So what is minimalism?
And from this, the numbers of towels in my family wasn't increasing, and the towels in my house, uh, they will be right when they needed to be dry, and mm, um, when I do the minimalist journey, I realize two important things. The first important thing is I can live with a lot less than I think I can. And the second one is I can live with less than society tell me what I should do.
Minimalism anyway? We've all heard the phrase less is more, but what does that look like? Is it selling all your possessions and living out of a backpack? Is it never accepting gifts or having people over for dinner because the only utensil you own is one single spork? My favorite definition of minimalism comes from 19th century designer William Morris, who said, "Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful."
So, what is minimalism? Minimalism means you will not you will sell everything in your house and live with a backpack, or you will not buy or receive any gifts, or you will not invite your friend to have a dinner because in your house you just have a spark. So I have a favorite definition about minimalism. Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or to believe to be beautiful.
Those two words, useful and beautiful, are the checkpoints I use to decide whether or not items are welcome in my home. Is it useful to me? And I know it to be useful, meaning I actually use it. We're not talking about potentially useful objects here. We're all pretty familiar with those. But what about those items we believe to be beautiful?
And two words, useful and beautiful, will be two words that I will consider when I welcome or not some objects into my house. And if I consider something useful and I know I need it, meaning I will actually use it. I don't mention about the other things, the other necessary thing in our house.
I'd like to introduce you to the Naked Blue Lady. My mom painted this as a wedding gift for my aunt and uncle in 1974. Decades later, after Josh and I got married, we visited my aunt and uncle and bemoaned the bare walls in our first apartment. My aunt immediately ran down to the basement, true story, and came back dusting off this naked blue lady that she'd been hanging on to for the past 30 years. Now, some pretty obvious and time-delayed regifting. But my aunt was demonstrating a basic minimalist principle. Let go of the things that are not beautiful to you so they can be beautiful to someone else. And I'll tell you, if you came to my house today and we had a cup of coffee, we'd be drinking it right under the gaze of this beautiful naked blue lady. And while we're on the subject of regifting, what the heck?
So how about the object is beautiful to you? I want to show you a naked blue woman, and this was a gift for my aunt and my uncle in their wedding. My mom made it. So when I came to visit her and complained about the empty wall in my house, she immediately went down to the basement and took this for me. Yeah, actually, it's a true story. And um, she taught me a lesson in minimalist principle that if something is not useful or beautiful to you, it can be useful or beautiful to someone else.
What do you do when other people give you stuff you don't want? I'd like everyone to take a moment and think about a time someone gave you something you didn't want. It shouldn't take long. All right, now let's use some logic. If at some point in time we've all received a gift we didn't want, it follows that at some point in time, we've all given someone else a gift that they didn't want. A few years ago, I helped my best.
So regarding to the gift giving, so let's talk about gift giving. Can you take time to what you will do if someone gives you a gift that you don't want? So can you take time to remember the time that someone gives you a gift that you don't want to receive? And yeah, you shouldn't take long, but at some point, you receive a gift that you don't want, but at another time, you will give the gift that the other don't want to receive.
Best friend minimize her wardrobe, and we stumbled upon a pair of sheep print pajama pants that I had given her in 1999. I insisted that she let me put those in the donation bag myself. So let's just accept that it's okay to let go of unloved gifts, and you don't have to wait decades to do it because it's completely normal to give people things they don't want. It's truly the nature of gift giving.
For example, few years ago when I helped my best friend to minimize her wardrobe, and I realized there was a pajama that I received her in that I gave her in 1999, and I insist on her that she should give this pajama to donation bag. Yeah, it means we don't need to keep unloved gift or everything you don't want because um, giving a gift or a present that the other people don't want to receive is a normal thing, and it's actually a nature of giving gift.
But I'd like to teach you 2 words that will help you in any gift-giving situation. You may be familiar with them. When someone gives you a gift, say thank you. Once you've done that, your obligation to the gift and the giver is done. And it's now yours. If it's useful or beautiful to you, by all means, keep it. And if it's not, well, for Pete's sake, let it go so it could be useful or beautiful to someone else. Now, of course, there are a million other reasons.
So I will give you a word that you can use in any situation about giving gift. This word can be very familiar with you. When you receive a gift from someone, just say thank you. And your obligation about the gift or about the giver is done. Yeah. And now it is about you. If you think this gift is useful or beautiful to you, by all means, just keep it. On the contrary, if you think that gift is not useful or beautiful to you, you can let it go because maybe this gift can be useful or beautiful to someone else.
Reasons we hang on to things we don't need, whether it's sentimental, or we spend a lot of money on it, or we're afraid that we'll need a lifetime supply of cable knit sweaters to survive the zombie apocalypse. It all boils down to the same thing. If we don't use it or love it, let it go. Can I tell you a secret? The real benefits of minimalism are here and here. I mean, sure, it's great to have clear counters and be able to find your keys. But the reason I stay a minimalist has nothing to do with the way my house looks, and everything to do with the way I feel. Once I let go of everything that didn't matter to me, and it took about 8 months total, I discovered 3 amazing things.
And sorry. And there are lots of reasons why people hesitate to throw away or to give their gifts to another person. They may be because of love, because they are expensive, or you just want to save it for emergency situations. But all of this comes to one point, that if you don't like it, or if you don't love it, or if you don't consider it as useful, you just let it go. And when I do the minimalist journey, I realized 3 main points.
First, free time. I started spending my evenings reading for pleasure instead of picking up my stuff. Second, peace of mind. I felt calm and relaxed in my home and comfortable with people just dropping by. And third, clarity. For the first time since having kids, I had mental space to think and dream, which resulted in some really unexpected changes, like starting a business and writing a book, things I didn't even have the mental capacity to consider when I spent all my energy dealing with my stuff. I believe that the physical state of our homes.
First one, free time. I feel I have more free time in the evening to reading book. And second, peace of mind. I feel relaxed and comfortable when I was in my house and when someone comes to my house. And the last one is clarity. I have time to do something that I believe I cannot do in the past, such as start up or start to write a book.
Mirrors the mental state of our heads. And if our homes are full of things, you know where I'm going. If our homes are full of things we don't need, use, or love, well, our minds are full of it too. So as you get home today and you're moving through your house, think to yourself, how much do I need? How many coffee cups or pairs of shoes or boxes of holiday decorations? And as you start to peel away the layers of physical stuff in your life, I believe you'll be surprised to find what's underneath. Everything that truly matters. Now, go home and count your towels.
And I believe your house mirrors your state in your mind. And let's imagine when your house is full of stuff, and actually your mind is also full of stuff too. So today, when you come back to your home, and you will look around and consider a question: how much do I need? How much how much cups of coffee? How much pair of shoe? How much bag for decoration that I need? And I believe when you can peel out the physical condition, you can know what actually is inside you. So today, just come and count.